the engine, the transmission, the body, the frame, the suspension. I mean, when I say they've changed everything, I mean everything. The car on the outside is smaller, it's bigger on the inside, the trunk's bigger. Engine, brand new engine. It's the first time Honda has released an Earth Dreams technology engine into the US. It features like direct injection. We've got on the 4-cylinder, it has a continuously variable transmission, which was rated as the best continuously variable transmission out there. And the benefit to that is that it gives you almost an unlimited number of gear ratios, so it helps the car with efficiency. On the 6-cylinder, they've got a 6-speed automatic transmission. Before that, we've only ever had that in the Odyssey. So, like, a lot of new changes. They completely redid the suspension, went from one system to a whole nother system, which offers a smoother, quieter ride, better handling, because they completely retuned that system. So what we're looking at here, this is the V6 engine. Like I said earlier, this is the first incarnation of the Earth Dreams engines that has been made available in the US on any Honda. The Earth Dreams engines are very, very efficient, as the name would somewhat imply. One of the great features that they have is direct injection, which allows for a much more efficient use of the fuel by injecting it directly into the piston. So that way, it's none of it's wasted, or none of it might not get all the way into the piston. All gets in there, so that way it's once again much more efficient. In here, we have the Ace body structure here. As you can see, this is not all one piece. There's a lot of that high tensile strength steel worked into it. They found ways to work these pieces into the frame to increase its strength. There's also, it's been designed so that it can handle the front corner impacts coming in here a lot better. But it is still here all the way around, all the way up. I've got the ABS system over here, which it helps with your traction control, or the vehicle stability assist, as it's called. And helps with the braking one line to every wheel, so that way it increases the redundancy on there. Well, they love the technological features on it. The 2013 Accord at every trim level has alloy wheels, a backup camera, Bluetooth, and dual zone climate control, and that shocks people, especially when they're looking at the base trim level. They didn't know they could get these features. They love the way it drives, they love the way it accelerates, the way it handles. They love the way it looks. There's so much on it to love. Usually the people who come in and look at the Accord are, in a way, almost overwhelmed by everything there is to offer. They just can't believe that so much is available in a car. All electric locks, windows, and mirrors here. You have 2-position seat memory. Now that seat memory actually coincides with what key you use to unlock the doors. So if you use key number 1 to unlock the doors, the driver's seat will go into position number 1. Key number 2, position number 2. It's a really cool feature there. 10-way power adjustable seat, including lumbar support. Now these are already the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in without the lumbar support. The lumbar support just makes it better. If you're looking at going on a road trip, there's no better car to do it in than this one. One more feature that you have on the door, it's kind of outside here. This is called the expanded view driver's rearview mirror. To the outside of this black line is actually an integrated blind spot mirror. So that way it helps show you what's in your blind spot, increases the safety of the car. So you've got that there. Down here you have the lane departure warning button, so you can turn that on or off here. Traction control. You have the Econ button here. Bluetooth controls, radio controls, cruise controls. This button here shows you what's on the blind spot camera, so you can have that display on this large multi-informational display. You got a really well put together dashboard here that shows, it's not overwhelming you with information, shows you what you need to see so you can keep focusing on driving. 2013 Accord, they redesigned some of the safety systems. For instance, the seats. They redesigned the seats so that they're a lot safer as far as preventing whiplash goes. So they actually redesigned it so that the active front head restraints aren't even necessary to prevent the whiplash, so that they don't need that feature anymore. They redesigned the airbags. Before, there was a system in place so that if you were in the front passenger seat and you were leaning over to the side, in the way of the airbag that deploys from the side of that seat, it would sense that and not deploy the airbag. They changed the way the airbag vents so that even if you're leaning in front of it, it can deploy around you. So now removing that actually adds another comfort feature, because now with the models that have heated seats, the heated seat on the passenger side isn't just the base, but now because that system's gone, they can heat the back too. They redesigned the ACE body structure in the front to strengthen it. There's more high tensile strength steel. They use not only that, but they figured out a way to work a lot of aluminum into it for lightweight and for being lightweight, and a lot of added strength, especially with that high tensile strength steel. They've redesigned it to be better in front corner impacts. So they've done a lot for safety. They really, really have. I don't need to take the key out of my pocket to open the trunk. All I have to do is press that button right there. Now, those doors were locked. If I was standing further away and you tried to do it without the key in your pocket, you would not be able to open the trunk. But it's just easy enough to do. You press the button, the trunk opens. The trunk is larger this year. They still have the single piece folding rear seat. I'm a hockey player. I play goalie. I have a lot of gear, but I promise you, my gear would fit in there, no problem. No problem at all. So there is an amazing amount of space back there in the trunk. With the direct injection and with the CVT and the 4-cylinder, that does really help with the performance. And it feels very, very powerful. It accelerates very well. I've had people come in and say, we need a V6. I will only accept a V6. And I drive them in the 4-cylinder and they love it. They said they can't believe it feels so powerful, and that's fine for them. Now, there is also a sport version of the 4-cylinder, has a few more horsepower, paddle shifters for added sportiness and added performance. So there is that for the people looking for a more sporty type of vehicle. In the V6, the V6 is just amazing, especially with a 6-speed transmission. It allows for a more efficient use of that power so that you can use all of it. And you know, when I drove the 6-speed with a manual transmission, and this goes to sportiness and in my opinion of performance, and I pulled it out onto the highway, and the next thing I know, I was going 60 miles an hour and just shifting into third. It blew my mind. Like, these things can go. Back here with the rear seats, very, very comfortable. You have vents on this model that blow to the rear seats. You don't have to worry about adjusting the vents in the front to get all the way to the back. And with the dual zone climate control, the great thing about that is if you set it to automatic, it adjusts the fan speed appropriately to get exactly the temperature that you're looking for. So that's one thing I love about dual zone climate control. And I hear people kind of skeptical about it. They say, does it actually work? To which, I can share a personal story. Being a hockey player, I'll sometimes go to games. It's very cold out right now. I'll go with my girlfriend. And I just spent an hour and a half just essentially doing jumping jacks, wearing 50 pounds worth of gear. It's the best way I could describe being a goalie. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I want it to be cold no matter how cold it is outside because of how hot I am. My girlfriend's been sitting in a cold arena for the same amount of time. She wants it to be as warm as possible. And we're both happy. So it does work. It does accommodate for a large difference in temperature. It really, really does. New model year, completely almost 100% new car. They've changed everything about it. It's pretty exciting.